Hi, I'm Stacey Howell, the Executive Director here at the Mary C, and I have with me Jeff Mitchell, who is the artist of our new exhibit, Magic Lanterns. So Jeff, tell us a little bit about your inspiration for this exhibit.
Well, this part, the miniature room, started with the idea to do a ghost story in miniature, and I'm very inspired by Walt Disney and Disneyland and things like that. So I think it's pretty evident that this is actually very similar to the Sleeping Beauty castle walkthrough at Disneyland, where you go through and you're told the story of Sleeping Beauty in, I think, approximately 20 diorama scenes. So what we did here is a ghost story in 3 scenes. So we have our storyplex here, and you can read the story or just enjoy the miniatures. And you go along the line and you see the 3 parts of the story. It's in 1/7 scale because at one time I considered making a stop motion film when 1/7 scale is standard for that. As I went along, I realized that actually I'm just far more interested in the sets themselves and the artistry and the detail of making the sets. So I went for it in all of its detail to make it the best it could be as a still set. And the paintings that go with it, these paintings such as this one, for instance, they're a setup for a ghost story. The content of them is intentionally slightly ambiguous. If someone asks me what the story is behind a painting, I usually say it's kind of up to you, because I put it's almost as if it's puzzle pieces where I give you parts and you can put it together in seemingly infinite ways. So I think of these as a setup for a ghost story, which brings us to the Magic Lanterns book over here, which is a book of ghost stories. Now they're based on these paintings. In this style, which is the darker paintings. You'll notice in the other room, if you want to pan around, you'll see some lighter paintings. Those are our fairy tale side. So we have Magic Lanterns, ghost stories, and fairy tales. Admittedly, that was sort of an afterthought. We wanted to expand out. And to be honest, all along, I've kind of felt like too much. I love the darkness of these, but I think that if alone it would be too much dark. And so we can walk in here, and this is the other style of paintings that I've made. Such as this over here. That would be, let's walk over here. So it's more colorful. And so when we decided to expand out the show and include things like this, in a very similar way to the ones that we looked at over there, it's a setup for a story, not necessarily a ghost story. I mean, it really can be what you want it to be, and I've made it what it is in my mind, which is ghost stories and fairy tales. So that's how we ended up here. Originally, the show was going to be called Magic Lanterns, but because we expanded it and had these different styles, we divided it, quote unquote, that way. Of course, it doesn't have to be that way. I'm always open to people's interpretations if you can't tell. So that's sort of the idea. As far as inspiration, I don't know, because I don't really know where that comes from. I always say inspiration comes from beginning, just starting, and then it will actually follow you when you start. But that's the idea. The subject matter is ghost stories and fairy tales.
And it really is a magical exhibit. Thank you for all of your hard work, and for everyone who's worked on this exhibit, Pat Pinson, Dennis Walker, Rafe O'Neill, who really helped with the dioramas. So yes. Yeah, it's been great.
Yes.
But our exhibit opens this Thursday night, 5:30 until 7 o'clock. Jeff will be speaking. We'll have some free refreshments thanks to Chef Sherry. Our cash bar will be open, and we hope to see you here.
Yes, please come out. Thank you.